You should be celebrating. Instead, you're sitting in your car outside a networking event, unable to go in. Your business just hit $50,000 per month, but someone's going to ask, "So what do you do?" And you still don't know how to answer. Not because you don't have a business, but because you don't know who you are anymore. This is what happens when you outgrow the version of yourself that built the business. The moment when your old self dies, but your new self hasn't fully formed yet. And if you don't understand what's happening, you'll sabotage everything you've built. Stay with me. This will explain why success feels so uncomfortable right now. Let me show you what this crisis actually looks like. 6 months ago, you were the person with the crazy idea, the one who might make it someday, still figuring it out, relatable to your old friends. Today you are the person who actually did it, the one people ask for advice, expected to have answers, suddenly different. And here's the problem. Your identity hasn't caught up to your reality. You're making real money, but you still feel like you're faking it. You're hiring people, but you feel like a kid playing business. People are calling you successful, but inside you're still the person who was broke 2 years ago. This is the gap between who you were and who you're becoming. And it's terrifying. Here's what nobody tells you. Identity isn't something you have, it's something you perform. For years you performed aspiring entrepreneur. That role had a script. Dream big, work hard, stay hungry, prove the doubters wrong. You knew that character. You were good at being that person. But now you need a new script, and you don't have one yet. So you start doing weird things. You downplay your success when talking to old friends. "Oh, it's going okay, nothing crazy," even though you just had your best month ever. You avoid certain conversations because you don't want people to think you've changed, even though you have. You feel guilty for winning, like you're leaving people behind, even though they could do the same thing. This isn't humility, this is identity resistance. Your brain trying to keep you in the role you've always played. And here's the uncomfortable part. Some people in your life prefer the old version of you, because that version was less threatening. The moment you stop performing struggle, you become a mirror showing them what's possible if they actually committed. Most people don't want that mirror. Let me tell you what happens if you don't resolve this. You'll start sabotaging, not consciously, but you'll make decisions that keep you small. You'll avoid opportunities that require you to step into the new identity. You'll turn down press, decline podcasts, hide your wins. Not because you're humble, because being visible as successful feels like betraying who you used to be. Here's the shift. Every level of business requires a different version of you. The hustler, the builder, the leader, the CEO. Same person, different roles. And the transition between roles? That's the identity crisis. It's not a breakdown, it's an upgrade that feels like you're losing yourself. You know what successful entrepreneurs do differently? They grieve the old identity. They actually acknowledge, "I'm not that person anymore." They stop trying to stay relatable to people who are still where they used to be. Not because they're better, because growth requires leaving certain versions of yourself behind. And that's uncomfortable, but necessary. Here's the truth you need to hear. You're not an imposter. You're just between identities. Your old self is dying. Your new self is being born. And the space in between, that's where everyone feels like a fraud. But here's what changes everything. The new identity doesn't arrive fully formed. You build it, one decision at a time. Every time you say yes to an opportunity that scares you. Every time you own your success instead of downplaying it. Every time you let yourself be seen as who you're becoming instead of who you were. You're building the new identity. So if you're sitting in your car right now, afraid to walk into that room, afraid to own what you've built, afraid people will think you've changed, here's what you need to know. You have changed. And that's not betrayal. That's growth. The old you got you here. The new you will get you there. but you have to let the old one go. So here's what you do. Next time someone asks, "What do you do?" Don't shrink, don't downplay, don't perform the old role. Tell them exactly what you do, with your whole chest, not because you're arrogant, but because you're done performing a version of yourself that no longer exists. The discomfort you feel, that's not a warning sign, that's a growth sign. Here's your assignment. Write down 2 sentences. Old identity, I'm trying to make it. New identity, I run a successful business. Read the new one out loud, every morning, until it stops feeling fake. Drop your new identity in the comments. I'm new identity. If it feels uncomfortable to type it, that's exactly why you should. The identity crisis isn't a problem. It's the doorway. Walk through it.